Hey guys, today we're installing our polyaspartic flake floor and we're going to get this all done in one day. The first thing we got to do though is grind this floor and get it prepped for the epoxy coating or the polyaspartic coating. Now we do have a little bit of repair to do. There's a few little spots here and there that have, flaked off or they're starting to delaminate a little bit. Now we're going to get all that repaired. We'll use a little DeWalt grinder, hand grinder with a HEPA vacuum to grind out those spots. And then we're going to use this big one to do the majority of the floor. Now I want to thank my sponsors at DeWalt for sponsoring this video and providing us with the DeWalt tools here. This case right here is full of my DeWalt, sockets and wrenches and stuff. This thing's really handy. I carry this around in my main work truck and we use it all the time. And then we're going to also show you how we use DeWalt's 4-inch hand grinder with their plug-in HEPA vacuum to do, the edging, the grinding around the edges. Darren's bringing in the vacuum right now. And then the grinding in those damaged spots. So we'll get out all that loose concrete with that. And then I got another real cool thing is I'm going to show you, I'm going to get right now DeWalt's battery vacuum, their battery HEPA vacuum. And then I'm going to hook up their battery 4-inch grinder with that. And I'm going to use that too to help Darren just get some of the edges done. The quicker we can get this thing ground and prepped, the earlier we can stop putting the base coat and flake down. Now the base coat and flake, that usually takes an hour to cure up and dry when we get it laid down. So we like to get it laid down by, let's say, 10 in the morning or so, maybe 11 in the morning at the latest. And then after the flakes dry, then we got to scrape them, vacuum them, and put the top coat on. I'm going to show you, how we're going to do all that in this video so you get to see kind of the whole process. Now, I also teach people how to do this. I have a full-blown online course that teaches people how to do polyaspartic garage flake coatings just like the one we're doing right here today. And you're gonna learn all the same steps that we do, the prep, the repair in there, what products to use, where to get the flake, how thick to put the coating down, all the good steps you need to do this thing correctly. You're going to learn in that course. So I'll have a link for that down in the description below. Now you can see I hooked up the DeWalt battery HEPA vacuum, and that thing goes a long time. I got 9-amp batteries I can put in there. Even on a 6-amp battery, that's going to go a long time. And this is it. We got it all ground, vacuumed out, clean. We got all the damaged areas patched in with our 2-part polyurea patching material. And now we're putting down the colored base coat. Now we measure this out in sections, right? So we'll mix up a kit of the base coat. And then that goes on so far, like 200 square feet. And we usually mix up about a gallon at a time. So we'll measure out 200 square feet, put a mark on the wall with some tape, and then, we know just how far we need to go with this first kit. And we'll break down each section of the garage that way per kit. That way we know we got the right thickness for the base coat, and then everything's going to be good to go. Now we're blowing out some leaves there with the DeWalt leaf blower. And then, we usually get one kit rolled out, and then I'll go back and I'll start broadcasting the flake into it while Darren and Luke, they just continue going with the second kit. And we just do it as a process like this. We break the garage down into basically 200 square foot sections, and we just do one at a time. We go nice and slow, and we get this thing done. And this process right here on a garage this size, this is about 750 square feet. The 3 of us can do this process in about an hour. And, I cover everything you need to know if you want to learn how to do this. So if you're just doing this for yourself, let's say you want to do your own garage and you want to save a little money, you got to know how to do this right. You can mess this up real bad and waste a lot of time, waste a lot of money, and then your coating's going to peel off. And then you're going to be calling somebody like us to come fix it. That's why you kind of need to know what you're doing in advance before you go in and actually try something like this. You've got to have the right products, number one. These products are top-notch products. The base coat, the top coat, they're the best you can buy. They're not cheap. They're not watered down. And that's really one of the main keys is getting this thing to last for, 15, 20 years or more, is using the right product. The application is also really important, knowing how to put it down, how much time you got to work with it. But you can kind of see how we're doing it right here. We just work together as a team. Darren usually does all the mixing. So he takes care of mixing up the product. We got a mixing station set up right outside the garage. Luke does a lot of the edging, and then he does a lot of the rolling when I go back and broadcast the flake. And there's a little trick to broadcasting that flake to make sure you get down a nice even coat when you're all done and putting the top coat on. You want it to look even. You don't want to have light spots here and then heavy spots over here. So it's all a little bit of a learning curve to learn how to do this and do it correctly. But after you learn it, it's actually not too bad. It's pretty simple, pretty easy to do. I wouldn't really want to do a garage this side by myself. I could do it with one other guy. Me and Luke or me and Darren could do something like this pretty easily. And 3 guys is really the key. It makes things go really fast. So once we get the flake broadcast down, now it's pretty chilly out today. We're going to drop the doors down. It's chilly and windy. We let it sit for an hour, hour and a half. We come back, we scrape it, vacuum it up again, get all the excess flakes off, and then here we go with the top coat. And the top coat is a clear polyaspartic. It's 90% solids, and that's a 1-to-1 mixing ratio. And we mix up 2 gallons at a time here, and we put this on at about 100 square feet a gallon, so it goes on twice as thick as the base coat. And it is going to leave a little bit of a sheen. There's no way to get around that. When we're done, it looks brand new. It looks like a showroom floor. Well, we have a little method we use to get it laid out and get it laid out nice and evenly, so it doesn't look like there's any puddles or thicker spots or anything like that anywhere. And then when you're done with this, like the polyaspartics compared to the epoxies dry really hard. So they're more apt to chip. Polyaspartics have a little bit of flexibility to them after they cure up, and they're much more durable. They last much better in the sun. A lot of times an epoxy will yellow in the sun a little bit, where polyaspartics, they don't do that. So we've moved more into the polyaspartic garage floor coatings versus just epoxies. Now, it's not that hard really to put down. Once you go through all the trainings in my course, you're going to figure out that, and you have the background. I'd start with something small. I wouldn't start with a garage this size maybe, or you could do one section at a time. See how this is sawed up into sections? I'd start out maybe doing one section and then move over to the other section. You can do a garage floor that way too. But Darren just kind of rolls it out. He dumps it out of the bucket, and then I kind of move it around, and we're going still by our taped areas that we got tape marked off. But if you got any questions about this, let me know down in the comments first, and then the link will be down there if you want to check that out to figure out if you want to do this on your own. Maybe you want to start your own business and do these for a business. We get enough calls to do just this stuff. We could do this stuff all year long and not do any concrete. That's how many calls we get to do these things up here in Maine. And then, if you join the Concrete Underground, I can help you out with putting out estimates and bids and pricing and all that kind of stuff, and how to invoice people and figuring out your material costs and your labor costs and all that, depending on where you are. But anyway, let me hear from you down in the comments, and we'll talk to you there.